Today I'm going to talk about the secret of flexibility that I learned from an old gray-haired and bearded guy somewhere up the mountains in Japan. Don't tell anybody else after watching this video because it's an ancient method that no one has ever told you. Sounds interesting? Keep watching. You probably already saw it on my face. There is no secret. That's the real secret. But there is another principle. It's the principle of use it or lose it. When it comes to mobility, which is strength and flexibility, the whole question is, are you using it or are you losing it? The key here is to keep moving in and out of end range during the entire day. As long as you are moving in and out of end range during the entire day, you will maintain that level of mobility or that level of range in those different positions. If you don't use it, your body will just say, hey, so apparently Rich or whatever your name is, isn't using it, so just throw it in the bin and let's get rid of it. Before I start telling you how you can actually increase your flexibility or mobility in this specific scenario, is that there is one pervasive myth, and it's the idea that you have short muscles. You don't have short muscles. Your muscles can actually give you the range of motion that you are looking for easily. The thing is actually that you have a nervous system that is constantly creating a map, and that map is being updated on a daily basis. Whenever you don't use a range, your map just reorders and doesn't give you that range anymore. A simple example is just looking at kids. From the day they are born, they have full mid-splits, full back bridges, they have everything they need because the body is still developing the map. The fact that you don't have a specific range isn't related necessarily to your muscles. Of course, there are always exceptions, but it's related to the map your body has created or the map your nervous system has created. Your nervous system is just constantly monitoring and checking what ranges you are using. If you're not using it, there's a very high risk of injury because you're not conditioned in that area. So the real question here is actually, what are you teaching your nervous system? Your nervous system is like an overprotective mother. The problem here is that you will progressively lose certain ranges because you're not using those ranges at all. If you spend your entire life sitting on a chair and not grabbing stuff from the floor with straight legs, your nervous system will simply think that it's too risky for you to use that range, and it will prevent you from going into that end range. By now you might wonder, if my muscles aren't too short and if it's the result of my nervous system being overprotective, what can I do? There are basically three major categories. The first one is passive. You see that category specifically in the world of yoga and in dance, where people just relax into a certain position. So they're not really using strength to maintain that position, or they're not going into that position explosively, but they're just sitting and relaxing in that position or standing and relaxing in that position, which for a lot of people is a very pleasant way of increasing flexibility. The second category is loaded progressive stretching, which is a category where you basically approach your flexibility work as strength work. So you're using weights or you're using isometric holds, time under tension to condition certain parts of the body and also to tell the nervous system, hey, it's fine, I'm strong enough, you can give me that range. And the final one, ballistics. Ballistics is a way of stretching which you see a lot in traditional Chinese martial arts, where they basically bounce in and out of end range. From an outsider's point of view, this looks like a very extreme way of stretching, and is generally not a way of stretching that I would recommend beginners to start with. As a matter of fact, all of the stuff you see in this video, you should not attempt by yourself without proper guidance of someone who actually has an understanding of what it is that you should be doing. Because if you don't understand what it is that you should be doing and you just go into these different types of stretching, specifically the loaded progressive stretching and especially the ballistics, you will injure yourself. Keep it in the back of your head. These three categories are definitely not all of the tools that are out there, which kind of reminds me of a funny story of someone I was practicing with. He got the advice to eat bananas in the morning to gain more mobility. If you want to give it a go, start eating bananas, don't move for shit, and see if your nervous system starts thinking, well, he's eating bananas, so apparently he's strong enough to go into all of these end ranges. That was just on a side note. So how can you start? We would like to give you a very simple step-by-step process. But in terms of developing mobility the way I developed it, the best advice I can give you is to find someone who has done it before and who has an understanding of how you can develop those levels of mobility in a safe way. The dosage is an all-determining factor. If you go into these tools with a dosage that is too high, you will get injured. If you go into these tools with a dosage that is not high enough, you will not open your range of motion. So you need to find the Goldilocks zone, where you're just pushing yourself enough for your body to say, this is safe enough, but not too much for your body to say, hey, fuck, what the hell is happening? This is too much. Another point which just popped into my head is that all of these tools work. So the passive way of mobilizing works, or the passive way of building flexibility works, the loaded progressive stretching method works, and the ballistic method works as well. But they will not give you the exact same result. With the loaded progressive stretching, you're actually building strength in end range and a layer of protection around certain joints. With the ballistics, you're actually going constantly slightly beyond your end range for a short amount of time, which eventually allows you to increase your range. Passive range will not give you that layer of protection and allow you to move in and out of end range in a safe manner. Now, what I would like you to take away from this video, bananas will probably not make you more mobile. And finally, the secret to mobility is moving in and out of end range. Take it with a pinch of salt, put it to the test, and see if it works for you. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe, comment, and like. And I'll see you